Are you thinking about moving to Tenerife? Want a change, but feels hard to detach from your current life? I've been told, like, Feli, I admire your courage. So I'll be talking about fears, expectations, our experience, about all the practical things like moving with kids, school, long-term rental, and the costs of living, and also what life is like on the island. So if you're planning your move or just curious, then stick around because I will answer all your questions. How we landed in Tenerife? Well, maybe just like you, I and my husband were talking from time to time how great it would be to one day travel the world, live abroad, change the environment, but we couldn't make a decision. There were so many unknown parts, so many questions, and we were still hoping to make things work from where we were. But then 2020 hit and life changed for everybody. And it was autumn 2020, and the kids were supposed to go back in online schooling. And that was the moment when pain hit like heavy. And I said, I'm not going through this again. Staying in an apartment with two kids, online schooling them, trying to work. And I said, let's find a place for a month, 2 months until things are getting back to normal. We go to a warm place where we have a good internet connection, where we can relax a little bit as well. We've looked for places. I've just asked on a Facebook group, and then we decided that Tenerife is the best option because even if it's in the Atlantic Ocean, very close to Africa, it's still part of Europe with an European vibe. And we wanted that kind of safety because things are changing very rapidly at that point. Flights were canceled, and we managed to get out of the city on Saturday. And on Monday, they closed the city. You couldn't travel anymore. And it was like, oh, that's a sign for us to move, to try new things. And we were so grateful landing here. It was the ocean, the sun, and maybe you already know, but people are more optimistic in summer, and because they take in more sun, they spend more time outside. Even a chemical is released in the brain, serotonin, that boosts the energy, makes us more relaxed, more at peace. In Timisoara, where we were, it was rainy, the heavy November, and you could feel the stress and the pressure of the restrictions and the rules. At one point we said, like, let's look for an activity for the kids. And what we found was Playa Escuela, and it was fantastic. We couldn't have imagined that a school on the beach exists, especially in those moments when the school are closed or school are functioning with rules. And here it was, this school on the beach. And the kids were happy. They were making friends, learning Spanish, and really, really enjoying the change. And what was really interesting and what hooked us was that we've met parents from all over Europe and even from United States and from Iceland, Ireland, Germany. And we've learned so much from their experience. We've connected. There wasn't a language barrier because we could connect in English, and we've learned so much. And then they started asking us, oh, are you guys going back? Are you going to stay? And yeah, that was a kind of a point where we were, this was this nice place, like we are driven by pain or pleasure, and was a pleasure land. And then it was like running away from pain, and that was like the perfect match for making a decision. We started looking for a long-term rent. In terms of long-term rent, you have this website, idealista.com, where you have plenty of options from 500 euros per month for an apartment with 2 bedrooms, with a mid-range of 700, 1,000, 1,000 and something, depending on the quality and the location. And you can go as high as possible, renting a villa with private pool. But what was necessary for us at the beginning, because we didn't have an income from Spain, and to prove it that we can actually pay month after month, was necessary to pay 6 months up front. And after that, we've built trust with the owner, and she's a very nice lady, and we've been able to make a different deal. Now let's talk about the overall cost for a family with 2 adults and 2 kids. And I've talked with other families as well. And obviously, this depends on your lifestyle and the things that you enjoy doing. But what I found, like for the basic, it gets around 4,000 euros per month per family. And here you have like 500, 700 you pay for the rent, 500, 700, 800 you pay for groceries. Here you have options like local markets where you can buy really healthy vegetables and fruits. And in terms of shops, what I found interesting was that we found the same shops we had at home, like Lidl, we had Decathlon, IKEA, and the mall with well-known brands as Zara. If you want to eat out, then we usually pay for 2 adults, 2 kids between 50 and 80 euros per lunch or dinner. And now let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons about living in Tenerife. First of all, you have the fantastic weather and sunny all year round. You can have a bath in the ocean. The nature is extraordinary. Like you have the ocean and the black sand and beaches, but you have the mountain, and you can have a bath in the ocean and you can see Teida's white peak covered in snow. And you have the dry land in the south, and you have the forest and rain in the north. And having this nature diversity gives you, it's always something you can explore, which takes you to the next step, where there you have a lot of activities. You have a lot of activities outside for the kids, for yourself to try, from golf, tennis, surfing, windsurfing, and kite surfing, and skateboarding. It's so many opportunities, and when you see others doing them, like you're thinking, I would want to try that too. So that always, it's such a novelty, like things you want to try. Like the boys went boat fishing. The environment offers you so many opportunities. What I've missed in terms of weather was that seasonality, that change. And sometimes I woke up in the morning and I had this feeling that, outside is cold and I like to snuggle and stay under the covers. But then I looked outside, it was sunny. And I missed the colors in autumn and the cold and the snow. But that doesn't mean we are limited here, right? We are close to Europe. We can always fly. I don't have something really specific that I don't like, or I don't enjoy, or I found it like difficult. But I think if you're coming here and you're thinking that you're going to need a job here, maybe that's not the best option. Usually the jobs are around, the tourist activities, like in a hotel, in a restaurant, as a guide. Most people that are working here are in this kind of activities, or they have jobs that are on internet, that are online, and they work for different companies from different parts of the world. There's one more thing I want to talk about. If you have kids and if you want to put them in a normal school, you don't have to pay for a private school. You can put them in a normal school. You just go to the school, you tell them their age, and they automatically enroll them. So it is so easy. But it's just like, a normal system that you have everywhere. So if you're a little bit more, on the alternative side of things, then You do have options as well. So you have Waldorf, but it's in the north of the island. You have Playa Escuela. Okay, awesome. So if you're coming over, please let me know. If you have any other questions, I would be more than happy to give you all the information I have and I know. And, in terms of fears or expectations, remember that changing the environment is the best way to elevate yourself, to go to the next level, because you're going to be forced to adapt and learn a new language and meet new people and find solutions.